Okay, so it's working. Cool. Awesome sauce. Well, that was a fun one. Turn the chat on. Cool. Put that down there. Awesome. Excellent. All right, well, I'm waiting for them all to do that shit. Did he forget he's the one that asked for it? Yeah, the potential recruit on parole. He's the one that asked for it. Did he forget? Did you forget you requested it? Look, I know that Gen Z is mostly cooked when it comes to mental faculties, but how could he forget he asked for something? I'm an old retiree. Only I get that excuse. I'm guessing he forgot. Anyway, I'll put this over there. And then, what was I going to do next? Oh, yeah, share a live stream. That's what I was going to do. Well, in the meantime, I can have a CashApp playing. Because I'm going to go get some food.
Surveillance footage from a nearby nail salon broadcast by a local CBS News TV station shows an SUV blocking Villegas Gonzalez's car. Two ICE agents are seen by Villegas Gonzalez's car, one on the passenger side and the other on the driver's side. Villegas Gonzalez starts backing up, and as he drives his car forward, the ICE officer standing by the passenger side attempts to go after Villegas Gonzalez. The other officer is not visible in the video anymore. One ICE officer was hit by the car and dragged a significant distance, according to a statement from the Department of Homeland Security. Help. Which added the officer sustained multiple injuries and is in stable condition. Fearing for his own life, the officer fired his weapon, striking Villegas Gonzalez, DHS stated. Surveillance footage from a nearby auto shop captured the sounds of at least 2 gunshots. A video from witnesses showed the 2 ICE officers removing an injured Villegas Gonzalez from his car after he crashed into a cargo truck. A video from the cargo truck driver obtained by Telemundo Chicago shows both ICE officers providing first aid to Villegas Gonzalez. You're a proponent of body cams because it helps red pill normies that near every single one of these shootings wasn't just justified. It was far later than a reasonable person would have pulled. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Internet Zen Master, thank you. Oh, I already read that earlier. Thank you again, yo. According to ICE, both Villegas Gonzalez and the injured officer were taken to a hospital. Villegas Gonzalez died of multiple gunshot wounds at the hospital. The ICE agent, who has not yet been named, was released from the hospital after receiving care for back injuries and lacerations to the hands and knee tears. DHS Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin said the injured officer followed his training, used appropriate force, and properly enforced the law to protect the public and law enforcement. DHS policies, which also apply to ICE, state that deadly force should not be used against someone whose actions are only a threat to themselves or property. This does not apply if the person poses an imminent threat of death or serious physical injury to the officer or anyone else, according to a 2023 report from the U.S. Government Accountability Office. The police also state that firearms shall not be discharged solely to disable moving vehicles. I don't think this would count in this place because the moving vehicle was not merely attempting to flee, it dragged an officer. Neither of the officers involved in Villegas Gonzalez's death were wearing body cameras, a senior DHS official told NBC News. This just confirms that it is, in fact, the case that we were talking about a few days ago. According to ICE policies, agents are required to wear body cameras and activate them as soon as practicable at the beginning of an enforcement activity and deactivation when the activity is concluded. But because body cameras have not been distributed across all of ICE, the requirements only apply to officers in places where the cameras have been given out. ICE did not say what the requirement was for the officers involved in Villegas Gonzalez's fatal shooting. At a news conference on Monday, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, a Democrat, said, "We've asked ICE for all of the information around it, and they've given very little. This is the most unusual situation I've seen in my entire lifetime, where we have no transparency and the federal government is not policing itself." Jorge Villegas Gonzalez, Silverio's brother, told Telemundo Chicago, "There are millions of undocumented Latinos in the United States. This happened to us now. Who knows if tomorrow or the day after tomorrow it may happen to someone else. Let this end now." Well, I don't want them to die, but they have to go back. We shouldn't have to shoot them when they try to kill our police officers in a stop to get them deported. But there's millions of them and they all have to go back. Good to know. Get them all the fuck out. Yeah, exactly. Also, very interesting. Very interesting to say this happened to us now. Is Mr. Jorge Villegas Gonzalez here illegally as well? Can we remove him before he puts his own life in danger by attempting to run over an ICE agent? When leftists don't have a PR guy. Immigration authorities say they were after Villegas Gonzalez because he was not legally present in the United States and had a history of reckless driving. He is not what he is being accused of. Blanca Mora, Villegas Gonzalez's girlfriend, said in Spanish, "He has no crime." Said in Spanish, "She needs to get deported too." An NBC News review of publicly available records found that Villegas Gonzalez had never been criminally charged. He did plead guilty to 4 traffic violations, including speeding, as recent as 2013. He's here illegally, so he's already broken the law, and he can't manage to follow our road safety rules. So why is he staying here? "I feel bad," Mora said, as she described Villegas Gonzalez as a single father of 2 boys who was a very serious, reserved person who didn't like problems. He was very responsible. No, he wasn't. If he was responsible, he wouldn't be here illegally. Spazcow, thank you for the 18 months of Proom. Thank you. It'd be funny if ICE rounded up everyone from this interview for self-admitting. They should. There's zero reason they shouldn't. Blanca Mora means white blackberry. What the heck? According to the Mexican consulate in Chicago, Villegas Gonzalez was originally from the state of Michoacan. He worked as a cook at a restaurant near the Franklin Park area. Juan Antonio Hernandez, the owner of the restaurant where Villegas Gonzalez worked, described him as a hard worker in an interview with Telemundo Chicago. How could he be a criminal? Hernandez said in Spanish If he would arrive at 11 a.m. and stay until 9 or 10 p.m. when he would stay here working. From there, he would go and pick up his children and go home. Well, he should have done this as a legal resident and not as an illegal criminal. Responsible men don't freak out and drive over cops, true? He had just dropped his children at the daycare and school. They were waiting for him to come back for them, but he never did, Hernandez said. Hopefully ICE picked them up as well. A memorial full of candles, flowers, pro-immigration signs, and pictures of Villegas Gonzalez now stands at the site of the fatal shooting. The Mexican consulate in Chicago had told NBC News in a statement that the Villegas Gonzalez family had requested their assistance and support to repatriate his remains to Michoacán. People don't even understand that just being there is a crime. And this is what I said when we read the first article when this first happened. It's like, he would still be alive if he was deported ages ago. And like, if we had actually done mass deportations years ago, he would be one of the people who probably would have left without any kind of incident. Now, when media is whipping up everybody into like some sort of terrified frenzy, yeah, some of these people might put themselves in danger by trying to run over the ICE officers. And that's not something that you're allowed to do. I think these tards would try speaking English so they don't look so obvious, even if broken. But then again, they're all tards that don't belong in the country. They've been allowed to get away with it for so long that they don't think that there's going to be any repercussions. You'd think he'd be responsible about his immigration papers, but I guess not. Let's see. The consulate is in contact with Cook County forensic authorities to expedite the process once the examinations are completed. The statement reads, they are also assisting the family with custody matters for Villegas Gonzalez's children and will coordinate all necessary legal action for the reunification with their family. Good. I hope the children are reunified with their family back in Mexico. Americans are lucky that most of the migrants are there illegally. Most migrants, even the struggle snuggers in the UK, are there legally, so the UK patriots will have to not only get the government to deport, but also denaturalize. I mean, there's some issues with that here, but yeah, we are, I guess... I don't know how much of the migrants are there legally, because with the whole migrant crisis that had been happening in Europe since like 2015 or so, I don't know how those guys have their statuses, especially when there was like so much lying about identities. Are there any GoFundMes for it yet? Pretty sure we can report them since he tried to harm police officers. I know I reported a GoFundMe at some point during one of my last streams. I don't know if it was for this guy or not though. Jordan, thank you. You hate the fact that people are okay with illegal immigration in America, but it's a problem if you want to do this in another country. It's very weird, once again, like the two-tier kind of justice system rears its head. I think that you should be honoring the immigration laws of any country you go to. That's just kind of how I feel. Even if I'm going like as a tourist for a couple of weeks somewhere, I want to make an attempt to speak the language of the country I am going to, despite how broken it will be. It was for a different guy, the landscape. Oh yeah, it was a landscaping company. Bahamut, thank you. It's wild that all the excuses for the illegals are, well, he was illegal, but as if there needs to be some other reason to deport someone. There doesn't need to be. I don't care if you haven't committed a single other crime. If you came here illegally and you weren't seeking some sort of like, oh, I'm fleeing the Cuban government or I'm fleeing the war in Ukraine kind of thing, where you have like a genuine reason to be seeking a place to live, right? You have to go back, man. Go to Japan legally, enjoy your visit, then get the fuck out. Exactly. If the government didn't enforce the law, the blame is also on them, and this is how it works between civilians, like squatting. Not that you approve that either. What do you mean this is how it works between civilians like squatting? What do you mean by this? And also, yes, our government is very much at fault for never getting rid of all the incentives for people to come here illegally. That's what I was saying, where this guy would probably still be alive if he had been deported years ago, but our government was ineffectual at it. Didn't Irina come legally after fleeing Ukraine? Yeah, but I'm saying, like, I don't know if everyone who flees countries like that comes here immediately legally, right? That's why we had wet foot, dry foot for Cuba for so long. Where it's like, as soon as they hit American soil, they could do something in order to become like a legal migrant here. And my nose is itchy. Internet Zen Master, thank you. He is not what he's being accused of. Here illegally and committing traffic violations. Also, pro-immigration signs at the site of the shooting is absolutely ghoulish by the community organizers. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty bad. A lot of them could try and get refugee considering how much influence the cartels have, but then again, actual cartel-owned towns are safer than not cartel-owned towns. Funny, ain't it? That's weird. That's weird. No. I'm just making sure. A GS Wolfwood, thank you. The years of negligent enforcement have given these types a deranged sense of entitlement, so any legal action causes them to act in deranged ways. I.e., the guy who attacked ICE with a weed whacker? Yeah, 100%. They're just so used to our laws not actually being enforced, as well as being given special privileges to get around quite a few laws that they wouldn't be able to if they were American citizens. So the attitude of entitlement does not surprise me, but it is annoying. It is annoying. Cartel-owned towns are safer because the cartel enforces control. They're better at it than the Mexican government. What a sad state of affairs. Well, I would like to get into some French game as well, since I did not get into it as much as I would have liked recently. La 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 la. La 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 la. Am I watch-alonging Jim stream tonight? No, I'm gonna raid into him, and I'm probably gonna eat while we're watching his stream. Also, wait a minute. 90 minutes for Jim? Oh yeah, I had to restart my stream. I was like, I've only been live for 2.5 hours. What do you mean? I was hella confused for a second here. I was like, what the fuck? Ein Moment. A Praxis Fall, thank you. Need to deport the illegal Dems since our country is so bad. Need to deport the illegal anyones, to be fair. Moon. Oh, that's so weird. Oh, they changed the way my dashboard looks. I don't like that. Spicy mac and cheese.
Alright, so with Kirsha, that's all done now at the moment. Oh, brother. There's a lot, actually. I'm gonna have to save that for another time. You know what? I'm a little indecisive on what to watch. There's a lot of shit. God damn. There's so much good stuff to look at, and some things I'm trying to avoid. You know what? I just might play some Helldivers instead. There's a lot to look at. Too much to look at. We watch some Mike, some Brendan. Yes, this is something I've been waiting for a long fucking time, actually. And then I guess I'll do requests in between, whatever it is people want to see.
Oi.
Fuck. Want to chat about it on stream, kid? I'm down to listen. Anyway, I'm gonna
And everything looks realistic.
When people stop
go back a little bit. What up, Fire Mango? I had to quit the stream and then come back to it. The X was causing a ruckus. Fire Mango, that's weird. What's weird? You maybe got some recommendations? Okay. And we're supposed to get the potential recruit on parole in here at some point too. Apparently he's having giant issues in life as well. Send a classic. Oh, is this copyright? I hope it's not copyright. Because I know that with the Warhammer 40k stuff, GW loves to copyright people for doing anything with it. I mean, I don't see anything, and they haven't. Okay, I mean, hopefully it's not. All right, let's check it out.
Flash Kids.
Oh, it's from Flash Gets. Okay. I've heard of them. I haven't seen them yet. I'm always too busy keeping up with a lot of other stuff.
Hey, welcome back to the second channel. I'm Don.
I'm Tom.
Tom. Yep. Today we're doing the very first cartoon we ever made as Flash Kids.
I think we were in what, 15? 16.
Let's
we would have
not-
been 16.
Let's not check. Let's just.
This is a long ass time ago, so you're gonna have to forgive us if it's a piece of shit. But you know, this was the bromance. We released this on my birthday all those years ago on Newgrounds, so we thought we'd share it with you.
Those of you guys that have been with us longest, I guess, literally 14 years. Probably a lot of you remember this one. This is the very first Flash Kids cartoon ever. Please enjoy for what it is.
Space Hawk.
Newgrounds, huh? Weren't they the ones that made stuff like Heroes, like Superhero Cafe, and I believe they had some collaborations with Rooster Teeth as well. And they did stuff like the How It Should Have Ended series, or the stuff with Metal Gear. Raiden, why are you old? I'm still hot, bitch. Let's continue then.
You know, Zale, today has been an exceptionally good day. No evasions, no attacks, and no spontaneous massive metallic warp turds that suddenly appeared in front of our ship. Fuck. There goes my smile.
Hey, a space Hulk comes out of nowhere. A bunch of ships all combined.
Prepare to board.
Wait, what? Can't we just viral bomb it first? These things are always infested with gene stealers. I'm not going in there.
Actually, you want to board the Space Hulk and think that you have a stupid name.
I would love to board the Space Hulk, and I think the name Zale is
mentally retarded.
Well, I don't think I've seen one of these for at least 21 years, Ale.
You will never again make a reference to former versions of Space Hulk. And also, you are gay with your assault cannon.
I am gay with my assault cannon. Yeah, you're probably right.
All right. This kind of reminds me of a lot of the goofiness from the original Warhammer. There was a lot of goofy stuff that happened way back in the day. Like some of the excerpts from certain games were just wild. But yeah, just... Or all the way back to Rogue Trader, where there was like a breaching of the veil into an alternate universe that was like Warhammer fantasy, and then the Space Marines fought the orcs from Warhammer Fantasy. Or there was the what was it? The Inquisitor that was obsessed with a certain type of food. And then there's another one where I believe wait, no, some Space Marines ran out of ammo and were able to convince the it was either convince the orcs or something like that, but they pretended like their weapons were still loaded and were making shooting sounds at the orcs, and it was killing them or something like that. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Oh jeez, what are these scrubs doing here? We are here to join you in the combat effort, brother. But I think we all know these guys are just gonna die. You're just here to be meat shields for us main characters. It's cruel and sad, really.
Well, we have names. We could be characters.
No, don't tell us. If we get action anyway, it'll be distracting when you get killed. We can't afford to mourn you in there. Holding pod 7. Prepare to die. I'm in launch.
Oh, fuck.
There are signatures all around you. Are there gene stealers?
I'll cause this fucking gene stealer, you fuck!
Don't get so many gifts you can fucking on now. Get so many gifts you can
Fucking gene stealer, you fuck!
don't get
Come get some of them if you think you're fucking hard enough.
so many gifts you can fucking on now. Oh, hi, it's Claudio. Hey guys, the rest of my squad's here.
And what? Everything's gonna be okay now.
No, it isn't. Squad Relenzo is going on a suicide mission. To be ridiculously blunt, Lexicanum's orders.
Oh, hey, it's Sergeant Lorenzo. Dale, the rest of your squad's here too.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Our objective is to get Dale and his flamer here, the central control center for the Space Hulk's numerous escape pods. Destroying the control center will permanently prevent their use. We don't want any gene stealers to escape.
It kind of reminds me of some of the games from back in the day where they had a system kind of like this. Oh man, didn't they transfer that? They transferred that over to what was it, Nintendo DS? I think it was Nintendo DS and stuff like that. Man, technology is leaps and bounds ahead of back then. Jesus.
Right. What about our escape?
We're Space Marines, Zale. Looking for jumping is not in our MO. Anyway,
We'll enter the mission zone here. The entrance corridor is narrow, as are all corridors in the hull. There would not be space to shoot past your brother ahead of you, nor space to shuffle past him. Thus, we must strategically order our line. But fear not.
I've already fathomed the most ingenious order for optimum chance of success. Alright, squad. Commence mission.
I feel amazingly expendable.
Wait, how did it end up like this? I was behind you.
Oh my, Renzo seems to be in Zell's way to the control room, and he can't move out of the way due to the gene stealers. I wonder how they'll handle this. Get me more soda!
Must reach objective. Must escape hellhole.
What?
Can't end like this. What the? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Mission successful.
Oh, that's convenient.
They just disappear like in some of the old games. That's great. That's great. Well, that was funny. It definitely shows its age. Oh man, I wonder if we got copyright because of some of the music in the background. Shit. Well, that was fun.
So Trump.
I've been looking forward to this one for a long time. I've wanted this. Fire Mango. I feel amazingly expendable. Well, that's true for all of us, I think. We are all amazingly expendable to existence, really. Yeah, being the point man and then then again, as someone who's been a point man and volunteered for it, the thing is, someone's got to do it. Might as well be you. And so just accept you are as expendable as the mission needs you to be. And then charge in, because you got to get over it. Everybody's behind you. But yeah, that was pretty funny. I've been looking forward to this one, though. Trump ends the H-1B visa program. Boy, am I happy about this. I'm super happy about this. Why is my mouse acting all wonky? Weird. Well, anyway. Yep, pretty much the same logic applies. It's funny how those things can transfer, isn't it? Anyway, I look forward to seeing what's going on here.
Finally did it. He decided he'd had enough of the H-1B visas and has signed an executive order proclaiming an annual $100,000 fee per H-1B immigrant, as I understand it, who moves to America sponsored by a company. As you can see, the Oval Office says $100,000 a year for H-1B visas, and all of the big companies are on board. We've spoken to them. If you're going to train somebody, you're going to train one of the recent graduates from one of the great universities across our land. Train Americans. Stop bringing in people to take our jobs.
Fucking facts. Goddamn facts. I might actually be able to get a job soon. Fuck yeah. This makes me very happy. Except for the fact I know that all these freaking bullshit corporations are going to end up then going around this and using the loophole of instead using remote jobs from other countries. They're going to find a way around this stuff. I guarantee it. So then we got to penalize them for that shit too. And if they keep doing treasonous shit against the United States of America and her people, well then take the company away. That's what I say. What do you think though? But I've been looking forward to this. Fuck your multiculturalism. Fuck your DEI. Fuck all your leftist Bolshevik bullshit. Hire and train and give jobs to Americans on American soil. Period. And you want to work in another country? Bring Americans there too.
And that's, I think, completely reasonable. And it's not like the H-1B visa program wasn't being taken advantage of either. And so this is pretty much a nuke that Trump has just dropped on the foreign jobs market. And man, they ain't taking it well. They are not taking it well. So it comes in tomorrow. And so firms are like, look, if you're outside of the US, get into the US now. As in, if you're here and you've been visiting, you've got to come back before tomorrow, before we start getting the annual fee of $100,000. Because failure to pay the fee would restrict entry of certain non-immigrant workers to the US, a major chunk of whom are Indians. 70% of H-1B visas are Indians. And so it's like, yeah, you can see who's most affected by all of this. This will cause disruptions. This will cause, as I say, 71% of the 4 million H-1B visas that were approved in 2024 were received by Indians, followed by China with just 11%. So you can see who's making out like a bandit from this. And you can see why this has become a kind of meme on the internet, because the homogeneity of the nature of the H-1B visa scheme has been something of a stick in the craw. Now, there have been complaints about this, like, well, this is going to cause disruption for families. It's like, well, making it so that basically tech jobs are locked out from natives also causes disruption for families.
And that means that the people who say that bullshit, their priority is foreign families, not American families. America first, baby.
It means that the well-educated, intelligent son of an American family who went to university, he's got his degrees in computer science or programming or whatever it is he was doing, and then thought, oh, I'll get a job in Silicon Valley, only to be completely undercut by a bunch of people from India whose qualifications, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, are slightly dubious when they come from foreign universities. That's also disrupting to families, but you didn't care about that. You only cared about your own, and that's an issue. I mean, he says that this is going to have humanitarian...
If I see Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk fighting this, they're telling on themselves. I swear to God.
Consequences. This is the statement from India's spokesman of the Ministry of External Affairs. The government has seen reports of full implications being studied by all concerned, including Indian industry, which has already put out an initial analysis. Industry, both in India and the US, has a stake in innovation and creativity and can be expected to consult on the best path forward. Why would why would industry in India be happy to see Indians going overseas? I can't for the life of me fathom why any of these countries, if they are as technologically advanced as they say, if they are as innovative as they say, would be happy to see their own native manpower bleeding out to another country, let alone getting outraged when that country's like, right, we've had enough of you, we're not taking any more. Why would that be an outrage to you? Surely be like, yes, all of the high human capital that we're producing is going to finally stay in India. Don't know why it wants to leave. And therefore, this is all good for India and it's bad for the United States. Skilled talent mobility and exchanges have contributed enormously to technological development, innovation, economic growth and competitiveness, and wealth creation in the United States and India.
No, it hasn't. Freaking phones are flimsier than ever. We've actually regressed when it came to a lot of stuff. When it came to products, shit doesn't last more than maybe a month on average. Everything's cheap, made mostly of lower grade plastic, and it's just consume, and then throw away and consume. They don't make shit to last anymore. Hell, the PC I've got that's brand new and fresh, it keeps on crashing, right? And it's brand new with the latest and greatest tech. It was made by foreign labor. Kind of says everything you need it to. So no, they have not contributed shit. They're just bleeding us dry of jobs here.
But only one side of it is like, actually, we don't want more of these. Like, I can't help but feel that India is disproportionately benefiting from this, right? Like, this feels like a way of transferring wealth and technology out of the United States and to India. And now that pipeline's being cut off, you're really upset by it. This measure is likely to have humanitarian consequences by way of disruption caused for families. You're the victim of this, are you? It looks like you were exploiting the United States, right? It looks like companies who don't care about America at all were exploiting the American people by using Indians as cheap labor. That's what this looks like to me, an outsider. And when this is cut off, you're like, oh, well, this is going to affect our shared prosperity. It's like, I just don't buy it. And I don't think they buy it either, which is why they've done it. So there is the RH1B Reddit subreddit, and they're not taking this well, right? They're not taking this very well at all. As you can see on the summary of all of this, someone's posted it to the subreddit, and they're like, so effectively a travel ban for H1Bs inside the country. Yeah, you're here to work, right? But this means that basically the entire thing is on a knife edge, and actually it's highly incentivizing companies to actually put up or shut up. Because remember, the H1B was meant to be for the best and brightest. We found the top talent from around the world, and therefore, if you're like, God, this guy's got like an IQ of 157, and look at what he's accomplished so far. We need this guy. Is $100,000 worth it? Yes, it's worth it for that.
Well, that's actually also a good idea, because then it filters out who's actually useless and who's actually useful, who's being used for just cheap labor and taking up jobs Americans could have, and those who actually would be useful to us. So, win-win.
Guy, is that what has been happening with H1B visas? And the answer is obviously no, obviously, and everyone knows it, because...
Give me a sec. I keep hearing sounds outside. I hope the dogs aren't fighting. I'll be back. I've returned to hear the glorious news.
Because these companies, as people on the subreddit pointing out, have been hiding the jobs from the American market because it's just far cheaper to hire someone from India to do the same job. And so that means we're just getting the normal, most optimistically, you're getting the same level of work, just cheaper. So every company is incentivized to do it, but it is not actually producing superior results. And the 100K is per year, right? And so, again, more H-1B visa people are like, we're going to see a major purge. In all honesty, these tech firms need to hire Americans which can't find a damn job after 4 years of college because no one's going to pay 100K a year. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You're obviously not worth it. You're obviously taking advantage of a scheme in a way that it wasn't designed to be used. And this has had consequences. It's been something like 700,000 jobs versus 164 million total employed. So if you think there's going to be a flurry of new job opportunities unlocked for domestic Americans, you're delusional. Well, hang on a second, bro. It's not like that 700K jobs is spread evenly across the United States. That 700K jobs in very targeted specific areas, in very targeted and specific industries that should have been going to Americans that were in fact going to Indians. And so, yeah, actually, there will be, for certain people with certain qualifications and a certain level of education, 700,000 jobs suddenly unlocked for them to apply for. That would be wonderful, wouldn't it? Like, that would be wonderful for the native people of the country. And the only complaint from the Indian H-1B visa workers is basically, that's my opportunity. And it's like, but it's not. You are literally an Indian and not an American. So why do you think American jobs are your opportunity?
Facts. Absolute facts. There has literally been nothing good that has come from the H-1B program anyway. Period. It's a beast that feeds itself. It doesn't feed back into our economy.
They shouldn't be your opportunity. They should be.
And they'll say, oh, but they produce stuff. Sure, but if there's not that equal amount of people that could buy stuff because they don't have a job, therefore keeping our economy going internally, well, then what the hell was the point?
The opportunity for, say it with me, Americans. Sorry to say it, right? Sorry to say this. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news in this regard, but that's the case. That's the point. And the thing is, the subreddit for this is just genuinely fascinating because you've got posts like this where they're like, oh no, this is happening. This is on the news. This country has given me so much. I would say my final thanks and leave this country. No way anyone would hire me if this is true. Right. So you're not worth that 100K to your employer. What are you doing there then? You took advantage of a scheme you shouldn't have been taking advantage of. And it's come to the point where the problem of exploitation is so in everyone's face that Trump's like, no, you've got to pay 100K for that guy. If you actually really want him, you need 100K. And this guy's like, I'm out. I'm not getting, they're not paying 100K for me. It's like, yeah, so you shouldn't have been there at all. And everyone knows it. And there's people like this. Like, look, those who abused H-1B should be prosecuted. Should be, but won't be. But it can be prevented from being abused in the future by just requiring those companies to pay that 100K because they really want that top talent, or you're not that top talent and actually you are undercutting people in America. And so, frankly, deal with it. But anyway, there are lots of people on the subreddit who are like, yeah, you know what? I think this is actually going to happen. And I think I'm probably going to end up going back to India. I'm starting to accept it. I'm starting to see the reality. At first, I saw many cope comments and posts that this won't stand, etc. It's been a few hours now, and I'm starting to think it will. The H-1B employees are just a drop in the bucket of the total workforce. Employers are not going to bat for them, and they'll just happily pay the 100K for the ones worth fighting for, and you can measure that on one bloody hand, can't you? Or apply for some other category of visa, but the people earning under 150K are fucked. It's the end of the line. What should be the next steps? Go home. Take the money you've earned, take the experience you have gained, and go home. You have an entire subcontinent that you could dedicate yourself to improving.
And it does need a lot of improvement. I mean, they were supposed to be an ally of ours. And when they had their own little war, they got schmoozed. And then now they're in bed with the enemy? Huh. Interesting. Funny how all that works.
Anyone could do it. Anyone in your country can just make the choice. You know what? We don't have to live like this. We actually have seen how they live in the West. It's quite nice. We have all of the knowledge of how they manage their entire countries, and their countries were so desirable, we were prepared to up sticks and leave our own to go there, and we could just replicate that back here. Interestingly, there is in Pakistan, there is an area called Little England, in which they've basically done this, by the way, and it looks a lot like a little area of England in Pakistan, but it's run entirely by Pakistanis who were expats and have moved back and want to live somewhere nice, right? You could do the same. You can have your own Little England or Little America run by Indians in India who all agree these are the rules. We're going to stand by them. We're going to make sure everything's clean, tidy, and proper. And we are going to just show that this is a model for how India actually could be rather than the way that it is now. And that would actually be way better. But there are some people who are not taking this lying down. We Buratians never give up. We will just move to the UK. Oh, God. Could you not? I'll move tomorrow to England. Americans made a very, very bad decision losing Indian talent. Also, fuck PewDiePie for some reason. Listen, bro. England is full, I'm telling you now. And you're not going to find it as amazing as you think. We're in a bit of a downturn at the moment. But honestly, go and fix India. You need to fix India. That's what needs to happen. And then you get posts like this. That's it. I'm killing myself. I can't return to India. I can't imagine living in India again. It can't be that bad, man. It can't be that bad. And again, go back with the sort of proper right-wing attitude of, no, this place needs order, it needs discipline, and we're going to sort it out. We're not going to be a country that can be easily mocked by the rest of the world because we take care of our own.
All right, that's enough of that, but I'm happy this is what is going on. I'm not going to watch them all the way into infinitum, though. Well, this looks interesting.
Good people really came together over the last couple of days. It's been a week now since Charlie Kirk was assassinated, and it's still, the whole week was a blur. It was an actual nightmare. It really feels like one of those pivotal moments in history where, unbelievably, we witnessed something absolutely horrible and tragically unifying. So there are these memorials all over the place. This is The Rock at the University of North Carolina. A beautiful tribute. If you believe in something, you need to have the courage to fight for these ideas, not run away from them and try to silence them. You know, it's really an unbelievable timeline that we're on. It's crazy to think that a week passed, literally a blur. Now, of course, immediately after this beautiful symbol was made, it was defaced, obviously, by the party that hates everything and wants to kill us.
By Democrats. It was defaced by Democrats. They're just proving more and more how evil they are on every level.
Not hyperbole. They want us dead. They want us dead. They want our children raped and mutilated. And that's what they want. And they vandalized it, obviously, with trans colors. Wow. The trans Tifa conspiracy goes even deeper. My, oh my. The people that hate themselves and the bodies given to them by God also hate God. This is literally a surprise. None of us have seen this coming. So Decoy Voice made a couple of videos talking about the aftermath, the Trump crash out, the people getting fired, and the people actually destroying this shit. Now,
when I tell people you can't hate the left enough, there should be an exclamation point at the end of that sentence. And yet you didn't see anybody vandalize the grave markers or the memorials of George Floyd. I think that speaks for itself. Anyway, if you have requests, please put them in Discord. Oh, wait, I forgot to put the link in Discord. I'll get the link. All right, let me put that in the chat. There we go. All right.
To be clear, and I think this is
Ooh, I'm gonna go get my food.
important to note because a lot of people don't know this reality. A lot of people were arrested for terrorism over the last week. This is a true story, by the way. Over the last week, there were multiple bomb threats and people arrested for bringing weapons to these vigils and these moments where people and memorials where people came together and they were arrested. Now, I made a video covering how two people, both named Ahmed, it's a coincidence, they were both arrested. They were both arrested for trying to blow up a cop car and they were both categorized by the police as two white men. Now, this is not surprising to anyone, but of course they were categorized as white men because that means that it's right-wing violence. That's how it works, guys. That's how it works. Are we paying attention? Are we paying attention to how it works? Are we paying attention to how it works? Now that we've come to the conclusion that there are no two sides here, that one side is a fucking radical extremist group that wants us dead, and the other side is trying to prevent that whole wanting us dead thing from happening, lock in, boys and girl. It's time to see what's been going on in America on the streets, all right? I covered the grander shit, what the politicians, the FBI has been saying. Let's go to the streets, baby. Lock in. Let's see what we got. Let's make fun of retards because gloves are off. There is a group of people in this country that is not small that wants us dead. And there will not be unity with the motherfuckers that want to kill us. I'm sorry. I know this is not the messaging that I'm supposed to be pushing according to the conservative overlords, but literally fuck that shit. They want to kill us. Or I'm sorry. I'm literally not making peace with this shit. It's not happening. In fact, there's a pretty great quote that I would like to quote to you. All right. And I think it's important. Proverbs 17:15, acquitting the guilty and condemning the innocent. The Lord detests them both. In other words, literally fuck yourself, you fucking fucks.
Charlie Kirk was a true man of God and spoke about forgiving our enemies as nothing annoys them more. But Charlie was a better man than all of us.
Oh,
ladies and gentlemen, we got him. On the evening of September 11th,
there's no way he actually said, ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Oh my God.
a family member of Tyler
One guy in Buffalo, New York got 100 people fired for disrespecting Kirk. I celebrate in your demise, heathens. Oh, yes, I do.
Robinson reached out to a family friend that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist!" exclamation point, "Catch!" exclamation point. A second unfired casing read, "Oh Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Chow Chow."
And since they finally caught that
Yep.
guy that shot him, he's likely going to face a firing squad.
Yep, I just made a video on that. They actually announced that they're going for the death penalty.
He's going to be found guilty, I would imagine, and I hope he gets the death penalty. What he did, Chuck, was the finest person. He didn't deserve this.
I don't want to go too much into who that coward was, as these low-life idiots that have accomplished nothing always want to somehow immortalize themselves alongside someone actually great. I just want to highlight how this implicates everyone and everything that radicalized him into doing this, as MSNBC immediately goes into damage
fuck
control.
the media. Holy
Again,
shit.
about those bullet casings and the inscriptions, "Hey fascist," the words "Bella Ciao," the words "If you read this, you are gay." What do you see as the significance? Really?
I love the political analysts. I love the political analysts. Like, what are we even doing, guys? Like, this is like an actual hilariously pathetic fucking situation here. It's like when it says "Hey fascist, catch," and then they shoot a Trump supporter. What could this possibly mean? What could it possibly mean? I don't know myself. You should get fired immediately.
They should lose their licenses for outright lying. They should be taken off air for outright lies, which is what that is. What they're doing is lying and getting away with it. We need to bring back hard black or white standards. Operating in this gray area that the left invented to give itself advantages over everybody else, it should not be a thing anymore.
I would need to actually see these words in the way that they are on the bullet casings in the gun.
Jimmy Kimmel got fired? Wait. I saw the clip of... Wait, no! Dude, W, I called it. I literally fucking called it. No way. Did this actually happen? Bro, no way. Breaking news, official ABC broadcast affiliate Nexstar is removing Jimmy Kimmel from all 32 other ABC stations until Disney answers for Kimmel's despicable attack on Charlie Kirk. Fuck yeah, dude! We are so fucking back. Literally get fucked, you retard, terrorist supporting fucks. Every single person, every single one, all of you that do your best to whitewash this incident and do your best to make believe it wasn't a radicalized leftist trans Tifa fuck that murdered this innocent father, all right? Every single one of you are doing your best to take the attention away from the actual terrorist fuckers in our country that want to kill us. Holy, oh my God.
Let's keep going. We need to ramp it up hard.
This made some people religious.
Make a proper interpretation. But just knowing what those words are, I'm kind of overwhelmed with how immature it all sounds. And that there is no really chronic theme.
There's no chronic theme by the anti-fascist stuff. Dude, this is why the media is a joke, and I'm the...
You know how she knows she's lying? Because she brought up something that was not asked. She literally told on herself by exposing that in her attempt to deflect, misdirect, and all that, and to gaslight, she addressed the very topic everybody already knows to be true. She told on herself. She knows she's lying.
The media now.
Idiotic theories spread.
Sorry, bro. I'm adding it to the. I'm adding it to my Twitter bio. I'm changing my Twitter bio. Sorry, I'm doing it. I'm doing the thing. I'm changing my Twitter bio right now. Yep. I am the media now. All right, added it to my Twitter bio. It's official. It's official, guys. It's in my Twitter bio. What do you think? What do you think? Follow me on Twitter. I am the media now. All right, enough of this. It's over.
Online that try to cover up his motivations. When the message was clear, the coward thought he was fighting fascism.
Well, I will leave that up to you to interpret what those engravings mean. I think the clearest one that says "catch fascist," there's not.
It's pretty
catch,
obvious.
Like
yeah.
a ball, catch this. That's. I think that speaks for itself.
As something recently made him this way, where he recently went away to college, allegedly a part of this organization, the Democrat Socialists of America.
Crazy, dude. Absolute insanity. The Democrat Socialist of America. Absolute fucking insanity. Like, dude, this is the second terrorist act of a person that's part of this Democrat Socialist of America, for the record, this year. Just in May, there was someone that was part of the Democrat Socialist of America that murdered 2 Israeli staffers in Washington, D.C. This is the second terrorist attack that murdered people based on political ideology in America. Fucking crazy.
When I say when we fight, you say we win. When we fight. When we fight.
So after years of painting conservatives as fascists, encouraging them to fight back, they can't be surprised when some psycho acts upon their specific instruction, which is why these liberal college universities specifically need to be looked into.
I'm actually going to show this to you right now to show you that I'm just curious if Grok is going to fucking pick up on this. List political assassinations this year tied to the Democratic Socialists of America. Kirk fatally shot during a speaking event in Utah Valley University, September 10th. Bro, they don't have the, they don't count that as a political assassination? Dude, classy. So classy, dude. Unbelievable. That's crazy that they don't count that as a political assassination. All right. Any other murders? Obviously not, because they don't like calling it political assassination.
What they do, since they still hold heavy sway over the majority of, front page reporting, right? The mainstream media. And the organizations that contribute to them are all the same apparatus as well. They're all left captured. Here's what they do. It's just like when they were saying, oh, these criminal acts were done by white men. These other criminal acts were done by white men. These other criminal acts were done by white men. And then you look into the actual criminals themselves that they're reporting on, and they had whitewashed them. They were all Hispanic males, and clearly not white, but they brightened the images so they looked passed off as white, and then didn't address the names because all of the names were Hispanic as fuck. But they declared them all in their reporting, passing it off as facts, white. Same thing with the Anti-Defamation League's little report about how the vast majority of politically motivated violence comes from the right. What they do is the same thing. They mislabel it all. They fudge it, skew it, twist it to suit themselves. They're not doing accurate factual reporting. They are generating a narrative off of falsified facts. So they declare every time that there's a white person involved with anything, they declare that as right wing. But nobody knows that little nugget of wisdom, do they? They're not allowed to. They label it as such and use it to their advantage. They are liars all the way up and down. Everybody on the left, period.
Obviously, that's literally the fucking move. All right, what else? All right, Sarah Milgram, U.S. Israeli dual citizen, Israeli embassy staffer, and Yaron Lechitsky, a Israeli embassy staffer in Washington, D.C. That is two. That is two, by the way, two successful political assassinations that have been done by this Democratic Socialist of America people. This is not good. This is fucking insane. These are just the successful ones. Who know how many failed?
They have a long history of fostering this mentality. And after this murder, universities everywhere are having to fire faculty over their insane social media posts. Essentially,
by the way, a lot of people say this is cancel culture. I want to make this clear. This is not cancel culture. This is taking protective measures to remove a security threat. Okay? I do not want someone that celebrates the murder of innocent people teaching my children in schools. I don't want them being my fucking nurse. I don't want them being my doctor. I don't want them fucking even sitting next to me on the subway. This is justice. It's not cancel culture. But even if it was, I literally don't care. Fuck you. The rules changed. You guys literally want us dead. It's over. I'm sorry. It's over. No more both sides. This is insane.
The assassination.
See, I remember the TikTok nurses and TikTok staff, medical staff from COVID, dancing next to the rolled out corpses of people that died from COVID-19 from mishandling and mismanagement. And how many of them were caught purposefully killing patients because they found out they later or suspected that they were Republican? A lot. Thousands in the medical industry. Horrendous. And who knows about the doctors? They come from the same places. And they believe the same stuff. This is why it is important what the politics are of the person that is treating you. Because they literally say they want you dead if you are not one of them. And that's the whole entire left. No questions anymore.
As this even gets down to the high school level, with even cheerleading coaches getting exposed for it, which just shows how widespread this issue is.
It was thousands.
In education specifically, as these idiots wouldn't take to social media to post their selfies celebrating a murder unless they thought they'd be met with overwhelming support. But when the left cries, Charlie was a martyr for freedom of expression, but now people are losing their jobs. Rolling Stone forgets the fact that they themselves once encouraged this behavior. As I've never been a fan of cancel culture.
It's not cancel culture, it's consequence culture. Cancel culture, right, is when you are destroying someone's existence because they disagree with you or you don't like them. That's cancel culture. That is actually an attack against free speech and an anti-First Amendment. However, the First Amendment does not protect you from civil or criminal liability. You can say whatever you want, sure. It is a free country. Up to the point that someone feels as if you've directly threatened them. Then you no longer can. That's a pretty simple concept, I would think. You can say all day you hate me, think I'm disgusting and everything, but as soon as you wish death upon me, your first day ends right at that line. And that's when the other side of things takes into effect, and it's called the law. So that being said, and that being addressed, this is not cancel culture. This is consequence culture. These people are free to say as they please, but just like they used to say to us, it does not mean freedom from the consequences of what you have said.
But this isn't that.
I'm glad that people are picking up on that. This is not cancel culture. This isn't like a two can play at that game. You cancel me for making an edgy joke in 2014. I cancel you for celebrating the murder of an innocent man, and you would also literally support my death too. Not the same thing. Fuck you. I feel like they killed the negotiator. You know, like they killed the guy that was reaching over the aisle. They killed the negotiator. They shot negotiation in the neck. And it's over. And I don't fucking care what you think. You want me dead.
Is free to challenge charges.
Yeah, once that line is crossed, there's no point in trying to push them back over it. It's already been done. This has now been decided. Like I said, I now advocate for peaceful extremism against every lefty you can find. Ostracize them, shame them in public, record them talking evil things, expose them everywhere, get them fired, get them driven out of our society and civilization that we built. They have not contributed anything to it once they had gotten here, and they are no longer welcome. Therefore, let us all show them the door.
All these conservative worldviews, but once you say conservatives deserve to die over their virtues, you are a danger to half of society. As several nurses took to social media to celebrate, where they were quickly terminated from their workplace, including employees from animal hospitals doing the same. That's even occurring at fire departments. Now,
holy shit. You want a firefighter responsible for your life when he would literally support and celebrate your death?
Well, I mean, the fact people are surprised by people in emergency services being leftists, that's actually a bigger surprise than them being surprised, than them being there. Because the fact of the matter is, we watched California burn down, and the fire department allowed themselves to get rolled over by their Democrat rulers and not being able to do shit. They had no water. They live next to the frickin' Pacific Ocean. There is hundreds of miles of rivers up and down, fresh water, wells everywhere, lakes, giant freaking rivers. I'm from California. I know. But what did they do? Instead, they were embezzling funds. And they had a fire chief that was LGBTQIA plus DEI higher. And they were promoting that within the department. That means the people in that department, in that fire department, that means that they were also leftists too. Because they allowed this shit to go on. Instead of, at the very least, all of them leaving. The fact they did not and pursue other careers says everything. If you are not standing in the way of evil, you are joining it by default, condoning it, enabling it, and not standing in its way. That is an objective, indisputable, and irrefutable fact.
Like, dude.
I'll be back. I got to pizzle and clean up my mess.
Not the most famous person, but well known enough to get recognized quite frequently in real life.
True.
And I'm 100% uncomfortable with any of those individuals
I completely
being my
agree.
nurse.
It's an actual fucking, it's an actual threat. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. It's shocking to me. I met up with... Crazy to think about this. I met Destiny in real life, all right? I wouldn't do it again. I'll be real. I wouldn't do it again. No, I wouldn't. Absolutely not. After he's fucking crashing out, yelling and screaming about how conservatives need to be afraid to be seen in public. No, never again. I don't feel safe.
Taking care of my pet, or even rescuing me from a burning building if they think the moderate version of me deserved to die. And there's 77 million Trump voters that feel the same exact way we do. That's why there's this huge movement online of conservatives gleefully becoming Karens, tracking down HR departments and calling them.
No. Karens are a term that is used for a petty bitch. All right, that's different. That is different. That is Karens. Karens are petty bitches that are crashing out over retard shit. We are just warriors of society. We are actual justice warriors. I'm sorry, bro. We are fucking fighting evil here. This is like some crusade shit. No, dude.
As it's even happening.
Are you afraid Destiny would dox me? No. All right, I'm not having this discussion now, but no, I literally didn't let him point his phone at me because I was afraid he was gonna dox me. And I am very grateful that I was overly cautious about that, to be honest. But I met him in public for half an hour. It was before Trump won the election, and I thought he was a decent fellow that wouldn't support my murder.
To sports journalists, employees in sports organizations, and causing the boycott of video games.
Good!
Where
Fuck
Redditors
you.
are starting to get afraid.
I'm really liking this fuck you culture that's developing, I'll be real. You'll notice that sometimes you can't negotiate with evil, you have to destroy it.
Of being held accountable for their sickening social media posts. And even a comedian got reposted over his insensitive joke about assassination, only for it to be an old video about the healthcare CEO. Which this mistake...
Yeah, I don't think that makes it a lot better, to be honest. I think that, again, we have to realize something, okay? Let's not talk about Charlie Kirk for a second, okay?
Well, with the healthcare CEO, I don't celebrate it. I'm not upset by it either. Because that guy had literally gotten his position and his wealth off of the deaths of many, many people. Thousands that we know of, potentially even more. All because they were denied care to save money so that he could get bigger paychecks and the company could make more money and pay out less. So no, I do not feel bad for the guy that got Luigi Mangione. Period. He was an evil bastard. They deserve each other.
They celebrated Luigi Mangione executing a guy that they disagreed with. They celebrated Christian children getting getting killed by a flood in Texas. Okay?
It wasn't that they disagreed with him. It was just that they were jealous and envious of him having so much money and being in such a position. Totally different things. Totally different.
Remember that? Do you remember that? There was a flood in Texas and 11 random girls were killed in a camp, and leftists were like, it was an all-white camp, so we don't care. Remember that? So we're not dealing with, we should have known before. All right, we should have known this a long time ago. But I think it really took this to really wake us up and recognize that there's an issue.
It would look bad, except it just highlights the issue with modern-day Democrats.
Again, they killed the negotiator. They killed the negotiator. They killed the guy that was giving you the benefit of the doubt, that wanted to hear your opinions, that was willing to entertain your worldview. Okay? That's who you killed. You shot him in the throat. You silenced the man that wanted to talk to you. It's fucking over. Fuck you. I'm so fucking done with the terrorism on the left. I'm so done with it. So done with it, dude. And it's literally everywhere. And and all the speakers in the media, they try to make it like a both sides situation. Dude, it's so over. It's so over. I'm so fed up with that shit. I don't care. I've been fucking going nuclear on Twitter. Dude, this happened today. Just in, a man with a long gun and ammunition had been arrested trying to assassinate a Louisiana attorney general. Obviously a leftist, right? Because she's a staunch ally of President Trump. They stopped him. They're not going to talk about this. The media is not even going to talk about this. The only reason why I know about it is because of a Twitter account. Both sides, right? Both sides, right? The media is not going to mention it because thank God no one was killed. But this happened, okay? Crickets. How is this crickets? They tried to assassinate a fucking attorney general. They tried to assassinate this lady. No one cares. In the media, at least.
Democrats. Ever since they got comfortable calling for the end of Trump, this slowly seeped out into anybody and everybody.
Celebrating when Trump got shot was insane too, by the way. Thank God he wasn't killed. Like, this is crazy.
They disagree with were simply committing the crime of not being in their cult. As you don't get this huge wave of idiots cheering when Charlie Kirk gets murdered without the horrifying displays of support for Luigi. As this is the spear of political violence, you don't get the psychos that actually commit it without the Taylor Swift levels of fandom for it.
Absolute facts. If you're not standing in the way of evil, you're for it.
All these little TikTok dances.
Dude, it's not just that. It's a actual indoctrination cult. A cult. Let me see if I can find this, because this might be one of the craziest things I've ever seen. How am I gonna find this? This happened a few days ago. Holy shit, I have a lot of receipts just piling up here for shit that I'll need at some point. I found it. W. This clip went super viral, by the way. Just look at this.
Back. I have the best news ever.
What? Donald Trump died?
Second best news.
The vice president died?
Okay, third best news.
Elon Musk died?
Okay, no. Nobody died. My best friend's getting married.
Which one is it?
Taylor Swift! Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce got engaged! Back.
Bro.
Feminists. This is what they do to all of their kids. And people forget feminism was invented by leftists. It's leftism for females. And everyone wonders why the Western female today is an inhuman demon on average. Well, that is because of the fact that they all believe in feminism. They're all indoctrinated into the cult. There's no saving them. There's no redemption. There is no rejuvenation of their heart and soul. It's all gone. Thankfully, Generation Alpha men, when they grow up, are going to repeal the 19th Amendment, and we're going to take it all back. I look forward to that.
Oh, what? Bro, what? You're telling me this isn't an indoctrination cult? Bro, what? Dude, Charlie Kirk tweeted this. Assassination culture is spreading on the left. I can't even read it. Like, it actually makes me sad to read it.
And jokes don't seem like they're encouraging murder, but I don't see it any other way. So the left can cry about cancel culture finally backfiring all they want. This is something that had to happen for a civil society to correct itself. Where Asmongold went to his 4 million subscribers to ask for more of the same.
Make sure to talk to HR.
Rest in peace, Asmondad. Asmongold's dad passed away. Why am I unfollowed from everyone? Oh yeah, and I'm suspended because they declared me a bot. From Asmongold, Jack Rar. A few days ago, my father passed away. It's difficult for me to find even the words for the emptiness it leaves me with. He was my last family member in the state, and I was there with him until the end. I will endure it, but I don't think I'll ever be the same. I love you, Paul. Rest in peace, Asmondad. Rest in peace. I said a prayer for him. I was hoping he'd be able to pull through, but looks like that wasn't going to happen. Rest in peace, Asmondad. Rest in peace. You helped to create a very fine young man.
And let them know how uncomfortable you feel that there's a person who's working at your company who might want to advocate to have you killed because you disagree with them. Tell them that it makes you afraid to come into work. Tell you.
Absolute facts. All right, I gotta go freaking brush my teeth and shit.
That tell them that, you know, you don't know, maybe you're going to file a lawsuit, you feel unsafe at your workplace. And honestly, here's the important thing: you should feel unsafe, because these people would justify violence against anybody who disagrees with them.
I'm so glad rational minds came together here and we were like, yeah, this isn't actually cancel culture. You are literally a threat to my life.
And this won't be the only episode. He's making it his mission to expose anybody cheering on political violence. And unlike Charlie Kirk, Asmongold isn't a political figure. He was originally a Twitch video game streamer, which exposes an entirely different audience to who the left actually is.
Honestly, that kind of makes Asmongold one of the most threatening figures in the political movement, by the way. And I'll be real, he's completely correct.
Where previously video gamers were a prime audience for internet propaganda from places like Reddit. So of course, Redditors were allegedly calling for the targeting of Asmongold.
Yeah, same here. I had thousands of tweets threatening my life over the last week, by the way. And my opinion is, I know that thousands of you want me dead. I actually know that already. You think I care if 1,000 people say they're gonna kill me when I know that it's actually more like 1 million people that want to kill me? Literally don't fucking care. You could scream, you could shout, and you will all face the music.
But as I checked for the authenticity of that thread, I found that subreddit was deleted for violating Reddit's rules. But also found when you search for that subreddit's post, only Chinese searches came alongside it, reinforcing the idea this is the work of Chinese bots.
What we're seeing is our adversaries want violence. China, we have bots from Russia, China, all over the world that are trying to instill disinformation and encourage violence.
As you knew, social media sites were being astroturfed by bots to increase viewership, but now we've basically—
Who threatened you, Nux, bro? You can literally look at any of my tweets, scroll to the bottom. I don't hide any replies, but they end up getting filtered down. Just scroll through them, you'll see. You'll see, they're doing it. It's obvious, yeah.
confirmed it's Chinese bots trying to push this anti-American agenda to terminally online idiots that don't even know they're being manipulated. As Charlie Kirk's in-person popularity on college campuses were a testament to this, drawing in huge Donald Trump-sized crowds, proving that Gen Z is shifting incredibly to the right.
Bro, dude, I could just pull them up at not, literally rapid fire, and I'm not even saving them. All right, to be clear, these are not being saved. These are literally just all over the place. All right, Nux is next. It's crazy, bro. All right, me when Nux Taku dies next. Really easy to say you're gone the next day. WW. Here we go. There's millions of them. All right. Here's can we get Nux next? I mean, to be honest, there's millions of them. I could keep pulling these up literally forever, to be honest. But you know, I'm used to it. You get used to it. I'll be real. You kind of get used to it. There are so many of these. So many. All the fucking time. Let me see if I can find some more if you're really interested. Dude, there's too many tweets of other things that show up in middle. All right, breaking news. Iran killed Canadian-American Israeli VTuber Nux Taku. Not that I'm Israeli, but very classy. You know, there's a million of these. You can fucking pull them up forever.
And when the left could no longer win the argument with words, they immediately went to violence. And make no mistake, Democrat leadership was directing this the entire time, as the bullets were clearly marked with anti-fascism phrases, responding to the years of Democrat messaging.
Do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do.
This is what kicking the shit out of fascism looks like.
Wow.
Prevent the spread of the lawlessness and the fascist chaos.
So when we say Donald Trump is a fascist, a form of racist nationalism.
We are now living in a fascist dictatorship.
We're worried about our democracy falling to an authoritarian and potentially fascist form of government.
And allow him to take over this country as a fascist dictator.
When fascism isn't just coming, it's already here.
No one has ever been more dangerous to this country than Donald Trump, and he is a fascist to his core.
So of course,
in my opinion, every single one of these is a call to violence, because if there is a fascist takeover of your country, you have to fight back with violence, right? You're calling them Nazis and fascists. You have to use violence. That's the only solution to fascism, right? So these people want us dead, honestly. And I'll be real, that's kind of where we're at.
When conservatives in Congress call for a moment of silence for Charlie, the Democrats can't have that.
Let's
let's wait a minute. Wait a minute. The House will be in order. The House will be in order.
Even all the way in Europe, they do the same.
The murder of political activist Charlie Kirk, a husband, loving father, and patriot, has shocked the world. Please stand with me in reflection and prayer in his honor, and I yield the rest of my time for a moment of silence.
Sehr geehrte
Kollegen,
Sie können noch weitermachen.
Now they think they're pounding in
Again, this is the dehumanization shit. Like, this is an innocent man that was murdered, literally because he had opinions they didn't like. This needs to be clarified. He wasn't some war criminal. He wasn't some dictator. He never hurt anybody. All right? Make it clear. All right? Pray for these people, but realize they want to kill you. All right? It's very important to recognize reality at the same time. Right? I will pray for their souls as I stay 6 feet away from them at all times.
Erupts the moment of silence for Charlie, but that sound is the symbolism of moderates finally mobilizing against them. That rumbling is the sound of the silent majority slowly marching into action. From video gamers calling HR departments to political influencers courageously returning to college campuses,
to Jimmy Kimmel getting kicked off his show, which, by the way, I called literally this morning.
That take up Charlie's cause.
In my previous video with motherfucker over there, I literally called it happening.
Even to the liberals that before the election quietly supported Trump.
Do you know how many artists that have reached out to me that are like in hippies, man, that thanked me for endorsing Trump because they can't do it. They said they want to, but they don't want to be attacked. They can't say it.
Makes sense.
Are now openly leaving the left.
This was the day
everyone was like, yeah, it's over. It's over. Thousands left the left.
that I decided I'm never voting Democrat again.
I just came here to announce my official divorce from the Democratic Party.
But I've grown really tired of the performance, the fear-mongering, and the refusal to have real conversations.
I was an old school Democrat. I will never vote a Democrat ever. I was a Purple Party independent. You lost me. I'm all red now.
That was the last. I can't be a liberal no more. You see the comments?
The left has done a really...
I think it's really important to remind these people that Charlie was a moderate as much as we can. All right? I think in the honor of Charlie Kirk being slandered by these people, calling him an extremist, we need to show them what a little more of an extremist actually is. I'll be honest. I'll be real. Not with violence. Not with violence. But we need to introduce them to extreme right so that they could recognize that Charlie was a moderate. I think it's important. It's for them. We're doing it for them.
Great job of pushing us all over to the right.
Where even prominent liberal figures like Shoe-on-Head posted how the left's celebration of murder sent her away from them. I keep seeing people posting online about losing sleep over this specific assassination and how they never met Charlie, but this is just hitting them differently. True. But it's because Charlie was us. As when they go after a healthcare CEO or presidential candidate, it's still horrible, but not many regular people identify with a CEO or president. But everybody knows what it is to have an unpopular opinion. And now we know the left would celebrate if we were killed over it. Where Shoe-on-Head correctly identifies how no matter how progressive you think you are, you'll never be pure enough for them. Even if you think a Ukrainian war refugee should be safe, or you don't want your city to burn over immigration enforcement, or something simple as you still want to drive your electric vehicle. At some point in time, the liberal hive mind might just turn on you and openly call for your demise. So they took to social media to celebrate Charlie Kirk's murder because they thought it would scare the silent majority from speaking out, not knowing this is the official turning point of the USA.
Completely true. This is a "We Are Charlie Kirk" moment. And to be clear, and I think this is very important to note, I think that one of the reasons why so many people are so like personally attacked, it's not only because we feel like this is us, because a lot of us aren't public figures, but it still hurts everybody. This is going to be the Nuxanor sermon analysis. He preached the gospel. He fought for God, and they killed him because he fought for God, and they celebrated the death of a man that spoke basic godly biblical values. I feel like my soul hurts when I think about that Charlie Kirk was killed. My actual soul hurt. You know? They actually like rebelled against God. I don't know.
Yep. And not only that, but Charlie Kirk he had everything in common with your common human being versus the left at all. And it struck so hard to everybody because he was such a good and nice guy. If they're willing to murder him for political points, that means they're willing to do the same thing to everyone else, myself and you. And that's the entire left. So the left has no one left but, well, everyone evil.
Oh man, like what? He fought for abortion, right? He fought for abortion, like that you shouldn't be killing babies, right? He said you shouldn't mutilate the body that God gave you. Like he fought for basic, like biblical values, and they killed him for those values. They didn't kill him for economics. They didn't kill him for tariffs. They didn't kill him for any of that. None of that mattered, right? It's the trans Tifa retards, like the anti-God people that killed him, and my soul hurts for it. Anywho, it gets crazier.
Charlie Kirk is starting a revolution all across America, but I had no idea he'd have such an impact in the UK, all the way down to marches in Australia and back up to movements in South Korea, where ironically this reminds me of those recent riots in France 4 days ago where the far left burned a Korean restaurant in protest of French leadership, as these concurrent groups just highlight the key differences between the left and the right. As reportedly,
I mean, to be honest, when Charlie Kirk died, no one expected looting to happen. No one expected any of that to happen. To be clear, no one expected looting and riots and burning shit and attacking cops. No one did. No one, not one guy. Why did no one expect that? Well, the answer is very simple.
This TikTok was about Charlie.
The best part of this whole thing is that he is not martyr material, so his death will mean nothing. It will activate no one. It will impact.
It's crazy because like this is a completely undateable bitch that will die alone. I mean, I'm sad for her, but that probably will happen.
This is the Western female today, right now. This is your average Western woman. Hashtag MGTOE. Hashtag passport, bro.
Unbelievable airball over here.
Few.
Really?
It's just great.
Completely oblivious to the vigils hitting college campuses, with huge crowds even in New York City, as NASCAR races paid their respects, but also MLB games as the New York Yankees had a moment of silence alongside the NFL, also honoring his life.
Yeah,
but
this movement's unbelievable because it really kind of put politics aside in a way, you know? This became like a good versus evil unity moment instead of like, you know, my political situation is slightly different than some other political situations, right? It's not economics anymore.
Then, we started seeing Spain paying their respects. Watches all the way in Australia holding up signs for Charlie, with South Korean citizens singing, "We are Charlie Kirk." Where we all knew the assassination of Charlie Kirk was going to ignite American conservatives and moderates, but nobody could have imagined he would become the face of freedom for the entire planet. As at the UK's Unite the Kingdom march, which was reported as—
Look at this shit, man. I covered this.
It was millions. It was millions. I saw another video of someone doing the math, right? And they analyzed like per square mile. It was millions, not just 110,000.
But look at this.
110,000 people, but was more likely millions.
Yeah.
This is the counter-revolution. There's been a globalist revolution for 20 years. We are the counter-revolution. It's not going anywhere, mate.
Carrying posters of not only Charlie Kirk, but his entire family, as they all rallied behind his memory.
Isn't that
Charlie's
insane?
family, we all pray for you, and we hope we honor his life.
Fuck, dude. That's powerful, man.
So, of course, the left tried to make this about the spooky far right.
What you're seeing here is probably the biggest far-right demonstration ever held in
the far right, yeah, far right people. Look how far and right they are. Yeah, wow.
So far right because you are the absolute farthest left possible.
Look at the violent far right protests. Like, dude, it's
kind of like someone it's kind of like someone looking at an object in the distance, right? If someone's a mile away from it, it's going to look very much different in shape and size. Well, mostly size, but somewhat in shape because it'll be a bit blurry, depending on the size of the object and the distance you are from it. The closer you are to the object, the more sharp and detailed the object appears, the more clear the picture and concise the image. The further away you are from it, and the less straight of a path directly to it you are, the more it becomes fudged, out of detail, and hard to make out. The left has gone so far left, they need the Hubble Space Telescope to see people in the center. Which people in the center are just left-wingers anyway, who don't want to be morally and ethically bankrupt, but they don't realize being on the left at all means they already are morally and ethically bankrupt. So they're trying to be good people, but they're misguided about it. They cannot see the center, the left can't, from where they're standing. Meaning everybody to them is absolutely far right.
Insane that we're doing this, bro. Like, what an actual joke. What an actual joke. That's why these games are over. Like, that's why the games have completely ended. That's why the both sidisms are done. All right, I actually just talked about this on Twitter. I've been absolutely fucking killing people on Twitter. Obviously, not literally killing people. I actually don't support that. I'm not a leftist. But this is crazy. So for those of you that are unaware, the both sides propaganda is dead. Take a look at this video. This was a...
All right, that being said, I'm going to restart stream, check to make sure that my... What are they even talking about? Is this guy a bit out of it? What is he saying? Although... So, this one comes from who on the Discord? By the way, Discord's where you can send me requests directly. Although I can't do some of them because YouTube tries to ban me for it. So careful what you send. That being said, this one is from... Potential recruit on parole. Okay. We'll see. We'll see. You know, any of the Ranger battalions. Oh, so this guy's just being a disingenuous little fucking hack. Yeah, dude, you get banned. You're getting banned, little bastard. Misleading people. How dare you? Freaking liar. That being said, I'm gonna end this stream right here. And then I'm gonna go switch to doing gaming stuff. So see you in a bit.